All right, so we'll do a quick little trade recap here, and then after that, you guys will see my whole train of thought type of thing, and then the trade live accelerated, right? So basically, on the 4 hour, or on the 1 hour, we had a 1 hour bearish gap above. We had a bunch of buy side liquidity a bit scattered everywhere. We had these equal highs here on ES as well. On NQ, we were in a 4 hour bullish fair value gap. We had just swept this, just swept Asia low as well, created a nice SMT. So we got a 1 minute inversion right here in the macro right before 10 o'clock and ended up respecting that protected low as well. So I put my stop right at the protected low. I was aiming for the 1 hour for value gap above, but with NQ respecting the 5 minute bearish gap over here, I did not want to mess with it and leave it up to chance at all. So I ended up trailing my stop super aggressively and super tightly and ended up getting stopped out right here at these internal highs. So basically, that's kind of all it was. It didn't need a whole lot, right? Where would the market trend, bias, and draw? Those were there, right? We're bullish on the daily. If you guys can see on the daily, we're bullish as hell. We just bounced off this daily imbalance here, and now we're going back higher on the 4 hour. We're bullish as well, right? So the trend is higher. The draw was these equal highs here, this 1 hour, and this here, and the bias was basically there too, right? So off of that, ended up getting a nice reaction off the 4 hour after sweeping some lows and an SMT. So those are a bunch of reasons why we could bounce, and then we got a nice 1 minute inversion to kind of supplement it right in the macro. Ended up taking this right for a nice little 1-to-1. Realistically speaking, this could have been this was a 1-to-1.8 at the beginning. If I knew that I was gonna get stopped there, I would have put my stop here, like I said, but no way to know before the trade. So this is still a fine trade, a nice little 1-to-1 ratio here, and I made a nice little $673 on that. If you guys enjoy these trade breakdowns, please like, comment, subscribe, and also join the free Discord if you guys want to trade live with me. That is hella tempting, dude. Three cons, 416 risk. 100 yes. I'm gonna enter one con long. Just one con. Stop at the SMT low, which is this one here. Just one small con. We're gonna drill that stop because this SMT and inverse look too good. It looks too good. We have so many highs up here, and we have no real bearish gap on ES. Here you guys can see my entry. I took that trade on my funded account, which is not on the same platform. I don't really trade evals anymore, so that's unfortunate that you guys can't really see as much anymore. But basically, the kind of trade thing that you see there is what I was aiming for. Realistically speaking, it's funny because I first started bearish on ES and bullish on NQ, and then the market kind of gave me different data to go off, and you guys always need to feed off the data that the market gives you and not kind of trying to make up your own thing. So this right here is the trade that we took. I'm gonna do a little trade recap in like a few minutes. Right before I hop off, I'm gonna do a trade recap on this. The draw was just too clean and too clear. Even on NQ, the draw is just clear as hell to me, right? A little bit, it feels riskier because it's news, but when you have your trend, your bias, and your draw, news should head there. If it doesn't, more often than not, it's because you're the only unpredictable ones are NFP, CPI, and stuff because those just kind of fly. But like jolts and shit like that, it kind of just accelerates the move to the draw, right? Even PMI a little bit. So when you guys see news, but you see a super clean setup, like I'm talking A+ setup, clean as hell, just take it a little lower size. You guys saw me take a one con instead of three, right? This was three contracts I was supposed to take, or and then I adjusted on my other thing, but yeah. So adjust your contract size a little bit, you know, manage your stop a little bit, and then from there. But again, I just want to reiterate here that if we didn't have this bearish PA on NQ with the bearish 5 minute right here, I would never put left my stop. My stop was here, right? While we were up. I would have never left my stop there. My stop would have been here, around here somewhere. And then right after this move, if let's say this candle was to respect, now I would have moved my stop to here to go higher, right? So it's important to make the difference between what I did here for news. What I did, the way I traded here wasn't for news. It was simply because it's like yesterday, right? Yesterday, NQ was bearish, ES or NQ was bullish, ES was bearish. I ended up not trading because it was very different. Here they're kind of similar except this little thing. So the setup was super clean. We had a nice SMT at the lows, and NQ started pulling back up. We had these nice equal highs up here. We also have the 1 hour above. We had a little sweep right before 10 right in the macro into the inverse, and we just took it to internal draw. I guess that's basically what we did, right? Realistically, if I knew I was gonna stop here, I would have put my stop here, obviously. But you know what? At the time, didn't know, so it's fine. We're pulling back quite a bit here. So yeah, with ES or with NQ respecting this 5 minute gap, the only thing that it tells me is that I made the right call, right? Because the truth is, again, NQ could fucking decide to dump all the way to here. If ES stays like within this red area here, let's say, the SMT is still valid. But taking that shot on NQ just felt like it was a mistake. Because the same thing basically happened on NQ, right? We inverse right here. And I guess we did go to internal as well, but you know, it wasn't a given as much as, and we didn't take these equal highs away, which is driving me kind of nuts a little bit.